Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Welcome to our family and friends and to my colleagues. I'm very humbled to have been chosen by my caucus to be the leader, particularly at this really momentous time in Pennsylvania history. I want to give you a welcome on behalf of my family, my wife Lydia, and our boys, Andrew, Stephen, and Matthew. On behalf of all my staff, but in particular, Sarah Kennedy and Ralph Ladon, who have been with me from day one, and Christian Callahan, who runs the leader's office. On behalf of our entire leadership team, including my good friend, Speaker Sam Smith. Sam, congratulations to you. You know, when you're in the minority and you're trying to chart a way in reaction to a governor's agenda that you don't always agree with, you have many private talks about whether you're making a difference. And there are a number of times Sam and I spoke in the direction for the state and the caucus, and I would relate to him. I said, Sam, I don't know. You know, are we making a positive difference here? And he always, through some tough times, gave me and I think all of our members encouragement to stay the course. And I think we have an opportunity to do great things in the 2011 and 2012 session. Thank you, Sam, for that support. Congratulations to my colleague, Frank Dermody, the new Democratic leader. Frank and I were prosecutors together in Allegheny County. Frank was my senior, and he was an outstanding assistant district attorney, and we played softball together. And Frank, I do think I played shortstop, and I think you were the manager of the team. And we did okay, as I recall. I look forward to working with you and with all of our good friends on the other side of the aisle. Just a little bit about myself so that you might understand what I bring to the table as leader. My grandparents were all born abroad and came to Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania. My dad's dad was from Hungary and worked in a steel mill and then ultimately opened up a little grocery store. My grandmother helped with that store. My mom's parents were from Ireland, and my grandfather came over from Ireland and signed up for World War I, and my grandmother was a maid in one of the homes in Pittsburgh of the industrialists. And my parents both worked. My mom, after raising the kids, went back to work as an unemployment compensation interviewer, and my dad was a teacher and a football coach. My sister Becky is here with me today, along obviously with my wife Lydia and my three boys, and we are just honored to be able to serve with all of you. Lydia has all the class and intelligence in our family. She's a physician back home, and her parents are also with us. Her mom was actually born in Italy, and she does them great honor. Okay, so where do we go from here in the 2011 and 2012 session? Let's talk just real briefly to my colleagues about, I think, our expectations about this floor, this wonderful chamber. It's where we do our most significant public work, where most Pennsylvanians see us in action. I think in this 2011 and 2012 session, as I've told my colleagues, I think every one of us wants to be here on the floor each and every day. Why? Because you have been given the privilege from the citizens in your districts to be able to vote and to be able to introduce bills and to be able to debate in a setting like this on public policy. In the end, there's nothing you do that's more important than coming here every day and paying attention to the bills that are run, participating in the debate, and voting upon them. We're expecting full attendance from our members, and I know my colleague, Representative Dermody, expects the same from his colleagues on the Democratic side. We need to be respectful, professional, civil. We need to focus more on the policy at hand and less about the show. We need to know that we are going to get good things done for Pennsylvanians and that we can, in fact, find common ground. Now look, there's no doubt, I'm a National Review Republican. That doesn't mean that I don't understand that we have to work with everybody from across the state. And while I'd like to think of myself as principled, I'm also pragmatic. And to move an agenda forward, we need the participation of everybody. We need to have each and every one of you as legislators performing at your best. I would like to be able to do that certainly with the members from my caucus, but also with the members from the opposing caucus. Just one little thing also about my family that might help me with the job. My mom was a lifelong Republican and my dad was a lifelong Democrat. I come from a mixed marriage. Now, we can do good things and we can be pro-jobs and still be pro-environment. We can care about kids but be fiscally responsible and not incur reckless debt. We can demand more of educational system and ask for more options for our kids and still be pro-teacher. We can support limited government, which I do, and get rid of things like the LCB and still not shirk our duties and responsibilities with respect to our core responsibilities. We can recognize the dignity of each unborn child and still be aware of the dignity of each and every woman. These are things that I think are not mutually exclusive. I think there's an opportunity for us to be bold. We can have a clean slate and start fresh and start anew, and I want to be part of that. I want each one of you to be part of that. But to do that, we're going to have to do more with less. We recognize that. And we're going to have to recognize we've got to be more like the folks back home. They are, let's be honest, particularly those that are working on a job, sometimes too, day in and day out, they're the people who are making it for all of us. They're the ones who are paying the taxes, and we are fiscal stewards of their hard-earned money. We don't get to spend it on festivals anymore. We don't get to do that. We've got to be conscious exactly of where we're spending that money and making sure we're spending it in the appropriate places. We have to prioritize. We have to prioritize our responsibilities. We have to tighten our belts, and we have to be more like our friends and neighbors. The fact of the matter is, we have a new governor, Governor Corbett. And Governor, on behalf of our caucus and hopefully this entire chamber, we're excited, very excited about your new tenure, and we look forward to working with you to move Pennsylvania in a positive direction. Congratulations to you. Moving forward, we hope to have a bold agenda. We intend to have an on-time budget with no tax increase. We intend to move a privatization of some assets to fill some of the significant holes, like the pensions, because we have to meet our existing obligations. We have to recognize that it is over and over and over again about jobs, 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 and the private sector creates jobs, not government. We need to work hand in hand with those employers, those risk takers that are willing to go out and employ people to write on the front side of a check. It's important because in the end, it's those jobs that are driving the economy. We want to make sure that people get a hand up, but we don't want people to necessarily become part of a handout over and over because they lose dignity in their own lives. We don't want that. The fact of the matter is, each and every one of us can do very, very good things. We need to be open, we need to be accountable, we need to be responsible. One final thing in terms of how we deal with sort of the activities here on the floor, and I know this has been true with both the Republicans in charge and the Democrats in charge, but I don't fashion myself a clever person. I don't really care to do clever procedural maneuvers. I'd rather us have straightforward, civil policy debates to recognize the differences and then to let democracy take hold. You can vote yes or you can vote no, and we still can be friends afterwards, and we can still hold our heads high with respect to the citizens of Pennsylvania. That's how I hope to be as a majority leader, and I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you. I must say I'm very honored to have this position. I hope that I do not let the citizens of Pennsylvania down, the citizens of the 28th District back in the North Hills who have given me the opportunity and the honor to serve here, and I don't want to let either the big guy or any of you down either. Thank you very, very much.